Okay, so we are on for day 2 of the perimenopause reset. So today's topic is our strength. So being able to get strong, stay strong without the burnout, even if you're a beginner. Now, in the fitness industry at the moment, there is so much sort of confusion and just inundation with everyone having to get stronger, keep your muscle mass, and lift heavy shit. So yes, I totally agree with that. However, most people, especially women in their 40s and 50s, even in their 30s, if they haven't been lifting weights for years and years like I have and a lot of my colleagues, that can be really intimidating. So they might already be doing, yoga or Pilates, or they go to a class and they do lift weights, but it's not very heavy. And then you just get all confused and you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to be doing anything wrong. You don't want to waste your time. Now, it is all relative. So if you are already strength training 3 to 4 days a week, amazing. You could probably make some small tweaks, maybe change how you're training a little bit just to make sure that your results are still getting or progressing. But if you're doing no weight training at all, you're not going to go buy a gym membership and just start lifting as heavy as you can, because you're going to lead to injury. And then also you probably don't know what you're doing, so you're probably just going to pick up some random things and you don't really know what you're doing. So the chances of you going are pretty slim anyway. Now, when I say that it's all relative, you can be really strong and fit already. There's always some small tweaks that we can make to help improve what you're already doing. But if you're sort of doing, let's say, Pilates and yoga, where the loads that you're lifting aren't going to be very heavy, start where you are, start what feels like strength to you, and then you can progress from there. So you might be doing just body weight. So at the moment, I'm running a Wednesday morning group session, and we have no loaded equipment. So we use the yoga equipment that is at the studio. It's not a yoga class, but we use the bolsters, the blocks, and our own body weight. I can guarantee you that you're going to get a good workout. But as you get stronger, yes, we're going to be progressing the exercises and tweaking them and making them more intense. But you're also priming your body so that if you do go to the gym, or if you come home and you've got your own equipment, you can add that equipment and start adding that progressive overload. So even if you are a basic beginner, you can start with body weight exercises and progress. If you're pretty advanced and you're very strong already, there's tons of body weight exercises that you can still do that are going to challenge you enough, and you can add in your gym workouts or the equipment workouts. So there is always something for everyone, and it is relative to what you can handle at this time. Sometimes people can do 3 push-ups. That is fine. You don't have to do 8. You don't have to do 10. If you can do 8 to 10, great. There's ways that you can make those push-ups a little bit harder if you want the challenge, or you can do more of them to add the challenge. So you want to make sure that you are pushing your own body within its own limits. So I hope that makes sense. With strength training, ideally I would say 2 to 4 times a week is a great combination. So if you are a beginner, I would do 2 full body workouts a week. If you're a bit more advanced and you've got the time and the availability in your schedule, I would do 3 to 4 sessions a week, and they might be 30-minute sessions. If you're doing twice a week and you're a beginner, they might be 45-minute sessions, or they might be 20-minute sessions. Depends on what you're getting done in that time. So sometimes beginners like to move a little bit slower through the exercises, or you need a bit more rest, or just a bit more time in between just to wrap your head around it. That is fine. If you're pretty good and you know what you're doing, you can get through the workout maybe a bit faster. Now, also, you want to work with what you have available. So if you only have 2 days a week, then do 2 days a week. If you've got more time, then do more. So me at the moment, I'm in my home garage gym at the moment. I've got it all at home. I've literally got no excuse not to do it. But I will find excuses not to do it. And sometimes you just don't want to do it. So you want to make sure that you can fit it into your weekly routine, and that whatever you set yourself up to do has flexibility and allows you to just go, I actually didn't get my workout in today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And you can just swap and change some of the days. I've gotten into what I'm calling microdosing my workouts. So I train about 4 days a week, and my workouts are 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. Sometimes I do a lot more in that 20 to 30 minute mark. Sometimes I don't do that much, but I'm consistent. So if I have an hour today and I do an hour-long workout, that is fine. I'm still going to do my workout tomorrow. But if I don't have that much time, I can still do 10 to 15 minutes. I might do 3 or 4 exercises. It's all relative. So some weeks you can do a little bit more, some weeks a little bit less. But the main thing is, if you're consistent and you commit to it, over the weeks, you're going to get through a decent amount of workouts. So when I microdose, what I mean by that is I might just do 3 exercises today, do them pretty well, 3 to 4 sets, feel pretty puffed, and that's all I've got time for. Tomorrow I might do the same thing, but over the week I've done 4 sort of pretty good workouts. Combine them all together, that would be like 2 longer full body workouts. I'll spread it out over my week though. So that works for me. It helps me stay consistent. It also allows me that if I've had a really shitty night's sleep and I've slept in and I've missed my workout, that's okay. I can do it later in the day or tomorrow. So when you only have sort of 2 days a week that you can work out, it's a bit more important trying not to miss them, or allowing, if you do miss it, give yourself an extra sort of time slot in your week to make it up. So, and that's where consistency comes in as well. So the more consistent you are, the more flexible your routine is going to become. So I recently had a client who went away for just over a week, and she ended up having 2 weeks off of her routine. But when she came back to her routine, it felt like she hadn't been away because she's been consistent for over a year. Some weeks there might be 0 workouts, and some weeks she might get 5 workouts in. But over the months, it all kind of averages out. And that's what we want to do, is just create that consistency. So with strength training and all this pressure for us to be lifting heavy, that is the end goal. So we don't want to be going less and less with our workouts. I find that when I first started in the industry, women, when we got to the age of 40 and 50, we were being told to stretch and go walking and maybe go to yoga. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense, because as we get older, we want to be maintaining our strength. So I started off as an instructor in a program where we did spin classes. We did spin class for half an hour and half an hour of strength. And the program catered to adults over 60. And the results were incredible. And just seeing how happy that these people were, it was men and women, being able to do things that they weren't able to do a few weeks ago. And I thought, well, why would we be sort of marketing women to start doing less and, go easy on your body, and you don't want to get bulky, so let's do, more walking and low intensity exercises. But we need our strength. You need to go to the toilet. If you're going to get on the ground and color on a coloring book with your grandkid, how are you going to get back up? So we need our strength. So as we get older, I feel like our strength training should be maintained or increasing. So yes, it can be confusing, all the information that's being thrown at us. The main thing is just keep up with it, keep consistent, and you want to keep your strength. So it is worth noting that to be maintaining your strength and your muscle mass, your body needs to be getting foods that are going to help complement that as well, which is what we spoke about yesterday with our protein and fiber. We want to make sure that they're, I don't want to say high, but at least baseline, minimum adequate amounts. And that's going to help you feel so much better in your workouts and stronger. So your task for today is to have a look at your workout. So what do you normally do for a workout? What is your routine? So in a weekly routine, sort of what have you got planned for yourself? So do you do 1 class a week and meet a friend for a walk on another day? That is totally fine. So whatever you do in your weekly routine, just write it down. And then I want you to look back over the last 4 weeks and just reflect on how many times you've actually achieved that. So do you hit that every week? Or do you think, oh, actually I do 4 days a week, but when I look back, I only do 2 days a week because I always miss Fridays. Mondays are hit or miss. Sometimes my kid, maybe Tuesdays are rough for the family or something and you don't always get it in. So have a look at what you set yourself up to do each week. And then over the last 4 weeks, how have you actually accomplished that? How consistent have you been? There is no shame or guilt in this. It's just a good point for you to look back and see where there might be some gaps in your routine. That might be why you're not seeing the results that you think you should be getting. Or if you're looking to progress your results, what can we tweak with that? So if you're cool enough, please pop it in the Facebook group. You can always post anonymously as well. That is fine. This is all for everyone to learn from each other as well. So most likely we're all in a similar boat, and I'm going to jump in and see where I can help you guys as well. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you guys post.